long ago, in a peaceful African village surrounded by red earth and tall palm trees, there lived a very wise and wealthy man named Ao. Ao was not just rich. He was known as the kindest man in the village. His farm stretched far beyond the riverbanks. His houses stood proudly in different towns, and his businesses employed many people. But more than his wealth, Ao was known for his heart. Ao had 5 very close friends he had grown up with since their youth. Their names were Ben, Tund, Chidi, Sola, and Kola. Wherever Ao went, his friends went with him. When they traveled, Ao paid. When they ate, Ao paid. When they laughed, Ao made sure no bill followed that laughter. This never bothered Ao. He believed deeply in friendship and sacrifice. To him, money was nothing compared to loyalty. Whenever any of his friends or their family members were sick, Ao paid the hospital bills without asking questions. He never demanded repayment. Even the children of his friends went to good schools under full scholarships funded by Ao. He often said, "It is a privilege to help the people I love." Over the years, Ao personally helped each of his friends start their own businesses. He made sure they were comfortable, respected, and independent. He treated them like blood brothers. One evening, Ao invited his 5 friends to his house. His voice sounded heavy when he spoke. He told them he was facing serious problems with his business partners. Creditors were knocking at his door. He said his businesses and properties were about to be taken away. "I owe a very large loan," Ao said quietly. "I have tried everything, but I cannot repay it alone." Then he looked at them and pleaded, "My brothers, I need your help. Please lend me some money so I can save my businesses and my home." Ao expected concern. He expected encouragement. He expected support. Instead, silence filled the room. Minutes passed. No one spoke. Finally, Ben cleared his throat and said, "I'm sorry, Ao. I can't help. Things are hard for me right now." Ao froze. One by one, the others followed. Tund said he had commitments. Chidi said his money was tied up. Sola said it was a bad time. Kola avoided Ao's eyes and said nothing useful. Each excuse felt like a knife to Ao's heart. These were the same men he had lifted from nothing. Ao said nothing more. He quietly excused himself and walked away. That night, his heart broke. Days passed, then weeks. Ao did not see or hear from any of his friends. This was strange. There had never been a single day in the past when he was alone. Reality finally hit him. He was not surrounded by friends. He was surrounded by people who loved his wealth. Soon, Ao moved out of his mansion into a small house in a quiet neighborhood. The village began to whisper, "The rich man is finished. Ao is now poor." Yet, none of his 5 friends came to check on him. Twan. Out of deep pain, Ao decided to take one final step. He pretended to be very sick, hoping that maybe, just maybe, his friends would remember him. He sent a message through a young man who lived down the road named Afam. Afam carried the message faithfully. When he reached Chidi's house, Chidi replied coldly, "I am not a doctor or a herbalist. Tell Ao to stop disturbing me." Afam was shocked. He went to Tun's house. Tun saw him, heard Ao's name, hissed, entered his car, and drove away. Afam visited all 5 houses. None of them cared. Afam's heart was touched. He could not understand how people could abandon someone who had helped them for over 15 years. When Afam returned to Ao's house, he found him weak and quiet. From that day on, Afam decided to become a true friend. Every morning, Afam checked on Ao. He brought food, fruits, and water. He sat with him and talked. Ao had stopped eating well and was losing weight. Afam stayed. Months passed. Still, the 5 friends never returned. One day, Ao decided to visit them one last time. He knocked on Ben's door for a long time. There were sounds inside, but no one opened. He went to the others. No one welcomed him. With a heavy heart, Ao returned home. He sent for Afam. When Afam arrived, Ao handed him a large bag filled with money. Then he gave him the key to a beautiful house. Afram, Ao said, "You will always be my friend." Afam was confused and shocked. "But I thought you were poor," he said. Ao smiled. "I was never poor," he said. "I only tested the hearts of men." He explained everything. Afam cried in gratitude. Not long after, the truth spread through the village. The 5 friends rushed back, begging and blaming the devil. But it was too late. The reward of loyalty had already been given. Afam became the 2nd richest man in the village. And Ao finally found a true friend. Moral lesson in this story is: do not stay with people only because of what you gain. True friendship is proven in hard times. Loyalty is more valuable than wealth.